mean, it sounds kind of simple, doesn't it? But really, think about it for a second. From the first good morning to a late night chat, our voices are almost always on. So what actually happens to our body and, our mind when we suddenly hit the off switch? Let's get into the rules I set for myself.
The rules for this had to be super strict. We're talking a complete communication blackout. No chatting with friends or family. And yeah, absolutely no phone calls. If I had to communicate, it had to be written down, either in a text or on a notepad. But here's the real kicker, and this might surprise you. Not even a whisper. It actually turns out that whispering can be even more straining on your vocal cords than just talking normally. So the goal was simple: complete, total silence. So you're probably asking, why on earth would I put myself through this? Well, it all started with a feeling I bet a lot of you have had. That feeling at the end of the day where your voice just feels tired. This whole experiment was really about tackling something called vocal fatigue. I mean, think about it. Between all the meetings, the calls, just catching up with people, our voices are basically running a marathon every single day. And just like any other muscle in your body, those tiny, delicate vocal cords get tired, they get strained. I wanted to see if a full 24-hour reset could actually, make a real difference. Okay, so the rules were set, the 24-hour clock started, and I gotta be honest, the first few hours were just weird. My thumbs got a serious workout from all the texting, and I was carrying a little notepad everywhere I went. But as the silence got deeper, something else started to happen. The very first changes I noticed weren't mental at all. They were purely physical. So let's break down what actually happened to my voice. The difference was immediate. You know that little tightness you sometimes feel in your throat after a long day of talking? It was just gone. The very first word I spoke after 24 hours felt completely effortless. There was way less tension, and my voice had this clarity to it that I honestly hadn't heard in a long, long time. It was this real, tangible feeling of recovery. And it turns out, this isn't just some random wellness trend I made up. Professional singers and voice actors have been doing this for years. They call it vocal rest, and they literally schedule these silent days to let their most important instrument heal up. But you know what? That clearer voice wasn't the biggest discovery. Not even close. The most profound changes weren't physical at all. They all happened up here in my head. This pretty much says it all. I went into this whole thing thinking about my vocal cords, but the real lesson had almost nothing to do with my throat. It was all about awareness. When you literally can't speak, you start to notice every single little impulse to do it. It's kind of wild. I realized how often I was just speaking on autopilot. To fill a quiet moment or just react without really thinking. This forced pause didn't just reset my voice. It actually reset the intention behind my words. So is the big takeaway here that we should all just stop talking? No, of course not. The real lesson is about finding a smarter balance. You should think of a day of silence as just hitting a big reset button. It's fantastic for short-term recovery, but for building long-term vocal strength, it's not really about silence. It's about technique. It's about building good, sustainable habits for how you speak every single day. The real goal is to start treating your voice kind of like an athlete treats their body. It's the daily habits, right? Things like staying hydrated, using proper breath support instead of just straining from your throat, and simply trying to avoid yelling all the time. That's what builds a resilient voice over time. And that kind of brings us full circle. After hearing all this, I'm genuinely curious. Would you ever try it? What do you think you'd discover in 24 hours of total silence? Because ultimately, an experiment like this, it's about way more than just resting your vocal cords. It's really about learning to listen to your own voice. It forces you to become a much more intentional speaker, and that's a change that can last a whole lot longer than 24 hours.